Welcome back, pre-algebra. Another much anticipated recorded lesson video from yours truly, Mr. Houston. I know this was a big deal. I'm glad to have you here. I'm having a sip of my tea to get really jacked up. So we're going to talk about solving inequalities using multiplication and division. I know we talked about using addition and subtraction in the last video, but we're moving on, progressing. So reminders, there's going to be a quiz next week, next Thursday. And you have to do all your daily work this week. So be sure that you do that. I know last week I gave you guys one off, but this week got to do everything. So without any further ado, we have a lovely story about some geese migration. So some flocks of Canada geese, feels like they should say Canadian geese, but I guess Canada geese is a breed of goose. So Canada geese can fly nonstop for up to 16 hours. In this time, a flock can migrate as far as 848 miles. At what average speeds can such a flock fly during migration? In example 3, you'll see how to answer this question by solving an inequality. So 16 hours is a long time. That's really far. They working out there, those geese. So we've talked about the addition property of equality and the subtraction property of equality. It works the same way. The idea that if you do one thing to one side, you have to do it to the other. So multiplying each side of inequality by a positive number produces an equivalent inequality. Multiplying each side by an inequality by a negative number and reversing the inequality symbol produces an equivalent inequality. We're going to talk about this a little bit here, this sentence. We're going to talk about that in the next practice problem. So we'll stay tuned, because this is the one case where solving algebraic inequalities is different from solving algebraic equations. So we got our first one here. And this is actually from the Algebra 1 book. To solve x divided by 4 is less than 5. We know we can cancel division with multiplication. And so we multiply both sides by 4. So 4 times x divided by 4 is just x. And then 4 times 5 is 20. And you'll see that the inequality symbol remains as a less than symbol the entire time. It's facing the same direction. So x is less than 20 is the answer. And this would be the graph to our answer. Now, next one. This is from our book. M divided by negative 3 is greater than 3. So if we want to cancel this divide by negative 3, we're going to do it by multiplying by negative 3 on both sides. So negative 3's cancel, and negative 3's on this side cancel, and then negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Notice, though, that we switched the inequality symbol. We did not do it here when multiplying by a positive, but we did do it here by multiplying by a negative. I know you guys may be asking, but why though? I know, it's a little confusing, but let's do an experiment. Let's do a little experiment. Let's see if this convinces you. Actually, I'm going to stop the video before the experiment because I don't want this experiment to be cut short by my 5-minute limitation on my videos. So I'm going to leave a cliffhanger here. We're going to go to a commercial break. BRB, TTYL, check out the next vid, y'all. Def totes.